Alright YouTube, I'm going to keep this intro short and sweet. I am probably the most excited for this project than I have done anything else in the truck. We're finally putting a reverse camera on the second gen. Just a quick rundown of the parts. You have your power cable, your video feed cable, a couple of fuses with the adapters, the reverse camera, a couple of adapters up there for the mirror, and then the mirror itself. This is actually the full LCD screen for the mirror, so it's not like the one that has just a little square. This one was a little bit more pricey. I just figured for the extra money, I'd rather have the entire mirror as a screen versus just having that little tiny screen. So yeah, we've already started on the truck. I've already got the fuse panel cover popped, already got the A-pillar plastic popped, compass and everything's already took down, mirrors already took down. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start kind of laying out the wires and seeing where everything lands, and try to do this in only a couple hours and try to knock it out pretty quick. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on that and I'll catch back up with you guys. Well, we're off to a good start because it looks like the mounting bracket that came on the mirror is actually the exact fit that I need. So that's nice. We have the camera screwed in. I'm just leaving it loose right now until I have the camera hooked up, and then I'll kind of adjust it once I have it turned on and kind of put it where I want to go. I just have the wire running behind the spare tire, as you can see right here. And then this wire will connect to that wire to the camera, so that's how that goes. This will go to a brake light, and you can see I have the wire running over here, just kind of mock it up. Over here, this will go to a GPS, like an antenna, which I don't have. I didn't option out for that. One of these will be your constant power, and one will be your accessory power. That's where those adapters are going to that I was talking about earlier. Obviously, your black wire is going to be your ground, and then this wire will then go up. See the little yellow connection? It'll then go up to the mirror itself, which I'm going to run kind of along this top and down this pillar side. And all the wires I'm going to try to have is kind of underneath the dash over there. But I just want to go ahead and show you guys kind of just a rough mock of how it's going to all line up in case you guys were kind of curious. Alright, next update, got the camera mounted, but it is very close. Whenever I drop the tailgate, it gets, I mean, like really close. So I might have to remount that, but I have the wire ran to the reverse light, already have it connected in. I have the other wire kind of ran over the axle, just kind of roughly. You can kind of see I'm probably gonna zip tie it to, this is the video cable wire going to the camera. I'm probably going to zip tie it along this loom right here. I have it running up to the engine bay. Also have the one wire going from the mirror up the A-pillar behind the headliner. And I have them both right here, just got to connect them still. And then if you look in the engine bay, this is that video cable that I have running along the frame. Have to connect it to the wiring harness. Also have my constant power wire and my accessory power wire. I have the ground right here, which I'm going to try to go ahead and button up right here. But yeah, pretty much 95% done. Just go ahead and button everything up now, zip tie stuff, and we'll check it out and see what the camera looks like. Alright guys, sorry for the different scenery. I ran into two issues with installing the camera, and I want to make sure I did a little bit of research before posting the video. The first issue was with those two little fuses I showed with the adapters. I tried running them into the little fuse kickbox panel right there behind the door, and the fuse itself was too big to fit in there, so I said, okay, let me run it through the firewall and try to get into the engine bay to that secondary fuse box. And turns out it was too big for in there too, so I thought I was doing something wrong. So I did a little bit of research, and turns out there's been a couple other guys with second generation Dodge Rams that ran into the same problem. And what they did was just splice into two wires for your constant and your accessory, which is what I did. The constant, I can't remember which one I did, but the accessory I ran into the radio and just spliced that. So that fixed that issue. The second issue I was running into, which I'm still kind of running into, which with being dark now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but there's a little drill hole right here. I had the mounting bracket down a little bit lower earlier, and when I tried to open the tailgate, it was hitting the actual lens itself. So I thought to myself, okay, now I'll just drill 2 more holes, bring the bracket up, and maybe that'll fix the issue. But now when I open the tailgate, it will open, but it scrapes the bottom of the camera itself. So I've got to remount that camera just a little bit higher. That should fix it. But as for the camera itself, I'm actually super pleased with it. If I can get the key into my ignition. It takes a couple seconds to come on, but and I also don't have the SD card in it yet, so sometimes it prompts me about that. But as you can see, the screen itself, there's that SD card prompt I was talking about. But as for the screen itself, I'm actually really happy with it. I love that it shows the time and the date over there in that top right hand corner. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I went ahead and just, you know, spent the extra couple bucks and got the entire mirror as the screen. Most of them just have like the little square right there. When you put it in reverse, it pops up. But I wanted the entire mirror to be the camera. So I'm super pleased with that. Definitely updated the look of the truck, so I'm super happy with that. As for the install itself, it was actually pretty easy. I just ran the wire obviously through the headliner, which you guys saw, down this pillar into the fuse box. And ran the wires into the engine bay. Or I'm sorry, I wasn't doing that. I ended up running the wire to the radio. I'm sorry, didn't do that. I tried doing that. But as for the install itself, it was actually super easy. If you guys do have any questions on installation or the route I went for running all the wires on the frame, definitely let me know. And also don't forget, you have to tap into that reverse light on your driver's side as well. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on it, definitely let me know down below or shoot me a DM. But as always guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I will link that mirror down in the description too if you guys are curious on the instructions and installation stuff like that. But as always guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.